let's get to some of these dudes who are looking for money as pass rushers. And we're going to talk about their contracts and Orlando Browns teammate Trey Hendrickson. Now, this is what you need to know about my dog. He had 17 sacks in each of the last 2 seasons. Hey, man, it's only 4 other dudes that's ever done that since sacks became a traditional stat. Okay, Jeremy, tell me this, man. Where do the Bengals and Trey Hendrickson stand right now in contract negotiations?
So, RC, they have resumed contract talks, which is a good thing because Trey Hendrickson had been vocal about the fact that there had been a lack of communication. So they're back to the drawing board trying to hash this out. It has not progressed to a deal as of yet, as was cautioned to me from a source like, hey, this is a process, and it's very complicated because Hendrickson not only wants a substantial raise, he wants something long-term. He wants something that's beyond just like a one-year Band-Aid type of deal here, and he wants something commensurate with his skill set, which is $35+ million a year right now. So they'll hash away at it. Some talks, it's a good sign, but it has not gone anywhere firm yet to a deal.
All right, Lando, let's keep it real, right? If the Cincinnati Bengals learn how to start a season, you guys would be in a lot better place than you've been at the end of the season trying to make these runs. It felt like they did the right things. They got T signed, they got Shemar signed. But now with Trey being out, Shemar Stewart looking for a contract, how are you guys staying on task so you don't have the same thing befall you that has happened the last 2 seasons?
Yeah, I think, man, we got a very close locker room, first and foremost. So, I mean, guys have talked to Trey, guys have talked to Shemar. Even when Jamar and T were going through what they were going through, we spoke to them. I mean, ultimately, man, it's the NFL. You know, it's a business. It's part of it. You know, these type of things happen. But I would imagine these deals will get done hopefully sooner rather than later.
Jeremy, speaking of business being done as it should, talk a little bit about what's going on with Shemar Stewart and his contract.
Yeah, RC, the first-round pick is staying away from the team. He is not happy with what the Bengals have offered in their contract. This is about the team's ability to void a guarantee. They want that in the contract. It's also a precedent thing where I'm told Shemar Stewart's looking at this deal and saying, hey, you're offering me less of a guaranteed money with a roster bonus than, say, last year's 17th pick, Dallas Turner in Minnesota. Usually that number goes up year to year. So he's saying, hey, forget all that. I'm just going to stay home for now. Both sides would like to see this shake out before training camp, so they got a month to potentially hash this out.
Yeah, listen, this one is inexcusable, right? These deals with 30-year-old pass rushers where the gap might be multi-million dollars can be tricky to figure out. Trey Hendrickson is an elite player. I do think they find a way to find some middle ground. But that's tougher than what we're talking about right now with the 17th overall pick in the draft. We're talking about minute details in a contract that is pages upon pages long. It's not that the OTAs and rookie minicamp are going to define Shemar Stewart's NFL trajectory. But this was one of, if not the rawest players taken in the entire first round. He had 4.5 sacks in 3 seasons. Those reps are valuable for all rookies. I thought they would have been especially valuable for Shemar Stewart, who has these unbelievable traits that might make offensive tackles lose sleep at night, but he never put it together fully at the college level. And during the pre-draft process, you had to have a defensive line coach that said, I'm confident I can extract the most out of that player. Well, the Bengals defensive line coach hasn't gotten a whole lot of Shemar Stewart over the past couple of months. So to me, I get it. Between now and training camp, there's no more drills he is missing, but it's a shame that this has gotten to this point.
Yeah, I think that's the difficult part for Shemar Stewart, though. You were already a raw player, and it's something about ingratiating yourself into a locker room as a rookie. And now this is the old veteran looking from the outside in. When you start to talk about whether Trey Hendrickson is right or wrong, that's not your business. Right? Your business is your own contract. Your business is the way that you approach yourself and how you're going to perform, not only as a player, but as a person. And so to me, getting these minute details fixed is what the CBA was supposed to do with the way they set up rookie contracts. And I so think going forward, it's going to be better for him if he gets in as training camp starts so he can get those reps and be a part of what Al Golden, the defensive coordinator, is trying to do.
Imagine if there was one word on these 2 pages that we have for outline today that was wrong. Like, we'd find a way to get it done quickly, right? And instead, it's June 20th, and Shemar Stewart is amongst a short list of first-round picks that still have not yet signed.
A team that's trying to get where Kansas City has gone so often is the Baltimore Ravens and their star quarterback, Lamar Jackson. And now, headed into the season, he had some interesting things to say about how focused and locked in he'll be.
I don't think I get over any loss, to be honest. I got losses from youth football that still hunt me, you know? So I never get over a loss. I don't care how small it may be to someone else or how great it might be. It's always the same for me. You know, before it was like, oh, you can't win a playoff game. No, we won a playoff game. We got to the LC Championship 2 years ago. Then we just fell short, like 2 games short this year. But we're going to bounce back. And when we come back, I feel like we're going to have vengeance on our mind.
Well, you hear Lamar talking about playing with a vengeance. The thing I notice when I listen to that is all that block out the noise is bullcrap. I've been in those locker rooms, right? You hear what folks are saying. And Lamar Jackson, who's one of the greatest players in the world, hears all the doubters saying that he can't get it done. How do you expect Lamar to approach this season with a vengeance?
It's funny because knowing him, I mean, this guy has approached it with like, here's a vengeance every year. That's just his personality and mindset when it comes to the game of football. I've got a ton of respect for my dog, man. Obviously, we came in together as rookies. But, I mean, at the end of the day, just like all of us and all the elite competitors, we want to win a Super Bowl. And that's what we're in it for, man, year after year, day after day. And that's his mindset. He puts his body on the line, his mind on the line. I mean, he loves it. And, I mean, obviously the game loves him back as many MVPs as he wants. So, man, I mean, I think he's going to have a vengeance regardless of what happened last year.
Well, Jeremy, maybe Lamar can add general manager to his resume. When he said, Eric, go get him, and he goes out and gets Jaire Alexander the next day. What can you tell us about that contract?
RC, he really did that. He's already thrown a touchdown before the season started by getting Jaire. He played recruiter. He told the front office, hey, I love this guy, and here's why he makes a big difference for us. So actually, I was told the Ravens were involved with Jaire Alexander back in March when he was on the trading block, talked to the player, talked to Green Bay a little bit, fielded out. Nothing happened. So when he became a free agent, GM Eric DeCosta called that first day. There were some other teams involved. I was told Alexander thought about the Atlanta Falcons, where he had some relationships to the coaching staff there, the Miami Dolphins too, although they hadn't traded Jalen Ramsey, so there just wasn't an opening there financially yet. But he went on a visit this week to the Ravens without any promises. He was non-committal. He said, I just want to go chop it up with Lamar, the front office. He was there a couple hours. He said, I'm good. I'm signing. Let's do it.
Hey, listen, when it's right, right? It's like that love at first sight. When you see her across the room, you know that's finna be your wife. You know what I'm saying? And so he felt that. But also, too, coming into this offseason, addressing the secondary was a big point of focus for the Baltimore Ravens. You draft Malachi Starks in the first round. You go out and get Jaire. And to me, that move is about understanding that Marlon Humphrey loves to move inside in sub packages. Now you have Nate Wiggins and also Jaire Alexander on the outside. I think this is the team now. You're getting ready and getting focused to win on the back end field.
Yeah, and if I think I've talked about this a couple times this week, how the Ravens last year had one of the worst pass rush win rates in the entire NFL. They couldn't get a lot of pressures in some of their biggest moments. This past season, when they lost to both Buffalo and Philadelphia, two of the league's elite teams, they managed just 5 pressures. That's not going to cut it. And in some ways, that's a reflection of the pass rush. But RC, as you know, pass rush often is as good as the secondary behind it. Sometimes the secondary is as good as the pass rush in front of it. So now, on paper, this should be a no excuses year for Baltimore, right? I don't sit there and identify a single area on the roster where I say, I'm not so sure that's quality enough to potentially compete for a championship. Baltimore feels like they have sort of built this thing and built this thing and built it further, that this year the bar will not be measured by doing things in the playoffs. It's going to be, are we holding the Lombardi Trophy in Santa Clara, California come February?
I mean, that's what it's about for this team. And you know rushing coverage works together. But